All right, so the FJ got backed into today. Sorry, the air is on in the background there. You know, that's definitely pretty good little gash right there. And I know it's from today because there's a matching one on this side. This is loose now. I don't know if it's broken. All this marking here, which correlates with that. I mean, yeah, it had a few marks where stuff up here, but it didn't have all this and that and stuff, so. And the fact of the matter is it really just doesn't matter. Plus, I'm mostly worried about what might be underneath. I watched the whole thing get pushed back. Basically like a mark going all the way down to here. There's all these marks here. That massive mark there. Maybe, yeah, maybe a little bit right there. You know, my plan was to take it into the body shop. Probably not this month because I've spent a fortune on cars already, but maybe next month, and get this fixed. Seem to think that they might be able to push that back out. Not sure what we're gonna do about this stuff. It's really annoying. The extra weight of the tire, but I'm not really sure. And that should polish out. This is a perfect example of why it's always good to swap the insurance, have the police reports filed, because, you know, I was like, when I originally saw it, you know, I was like, okay, I can probably polish this decent, you know, as you know, but then I was like, well, crap, this might be broken now. And I didn't even notice the big portion of the bumper had all these, I mean, they're not scratches, they're like gashes. Like I can feel them with my finger. That's why you always, always, always file the report, because in the heat of everything, you don't know what you're missing. All right, did a little blow dry real quick. So I shot a video doing this with the Evo, and it seemed okay. It actually hasn't gone live yet. It's already edited, ready. But anyways, so obviously the FJ was in a little fender bender today. Or I shouldn't say fender bender, so I backed into it is what happened. A little bubbling there. I wonder if that's rusting underneath or something. To have that checked out. I watched it happen. It was so frustrating. You know, I see this lady in her newer Ford Ranger. So it's like the new generation that just came out like last year. And I think to myself, you know, well, backup cameras are mandated, so it has to have a backup camera. So the angle from pumping the gas, you know, I realize they're gonna get close, but sometimes it just seems closer when you're looking at it from like the point of view behind. Against better judgment, I gave her the benefit of the doubt that she could see better than I could. Evidently, that was not the case. I mean, she wasn't going too fast. I was mostly worried. I just wanted to make sure it didn't do any damage underneath, like bumper or anything like that. It was really more what I was worried about. You know, initially I could see one little scratch in the paint. I was like, all right, that'll, you know, get that fixed. I even told the cop, I was like, I might even be able to polish that out. Like, I don't know. What I didn't see though, because this lady was being so crazy that I just stayed away. I just focused on the pups, got them some water, and just stayed out of it because it didn't matter what she had to say or what she thought it should take, you know. It's gonna come down to what the body shop says. But when I came out here, I noticed that the plastic bumper portion is all scratched to bits. And, you know, yeah, it's an older FJ and it's got some issues. But that black plastic bumper was not one of them. You know, there were no marks on it or anything. So I did contact a body shop person, and they confirmed that that portion of the bumper cannot be fixed. So I didn't like clarify like, oh, does that mean it needs to be replaced? But, you know, if they say it can't be fixed, then I gotta assume it has to be replaced. Makes sense, I would think. Now, as I, you know, like I said, I shot some stuff earlier, and I may have put it in this, I don't know. I was planning on getting a lot of little things fixed, but before the end of summer, like little marks like this and stuff, you know, that I kind of noticed develop over the winter. It's like, well, it's summertime now, they're not gonna get any worse. You know, the car's staying clean and everything. Not worried about them getting worse, but I wanna get them fixed before winter, since pretty much decided not to try to sell this right now. But even before this happened, I had already come to that conclusion. I just put about a little over $500 into it. I got the lock issue where the locks were, it basically just didn't recognize that this door was opening. It was the sensor, which I knew that because I took the sensor from the driver's side and put over here, because it was actually the driver's side that stopped, and that was way more annoying. What would happen is you would unlock it, you get in, the car wouldn't know that you opened the door. It'd think it wouldn't, it would think that it was never open, so it would re-auto lock. So you had to be really careful with locking your keys in there. So got that resolved, got the tilt wheel fixed, although fixed it, but now it's not working again. So I already got an appointment to go back in next week to get them to fix that again. Obviously there won't be a charge this time. I already paid for the fix once. You gonna attack? I think he sees you, Lotus. Yeah, I think he does. And what else did I have them fix? Oh yeah, it had developed a little like belt squeak or something. I need to clay this. These little marks. This whole thing needs like a clay and a polish. So they said that was the serpentine belt. They replaced that, the squeak's gone. And I fixed the key. I did that on my own. I just ordered a replacement housing, put that on. The only thing I didn't have them fix was this, because, you know, it's gonna be about $500. And what was gonna happen was they were gonna fix it to where I could unlock it and lock it or whatever. Well, they were gonna fix it. I'd give them $500, then I would go out and I would unlock it, I'd put my things here, and it would stay that way through the entire summer, because even when it gets fixed, I'm not gonna take this down. No water, no moisture, nothing gets in this when even if I leave it like this, nothing's gotten in it, but you know, I do lay it down at night, which is what's caused that. So when I get things fixed, I'm gonna get that fixed, and then I'm gonna have a piece of like Expel or 3M or something put over that so that doesn't happen again. You know, I'll just have it like cover this whole section here, and then when the day comes that I go to actually get rid of it, I'll just take that off before I get rid of it, and it'll be perfect. So yeah, and I was gonna leave it that way till, you know, now it will be nice come winter to be able to do it. It really wasn't a big deal even in winter, to be honest, but you know, there are just times where it's like, yeah, I'd really just kind of like to be able to close it. So I figured, you know, it'll be due for another oil change and stuff probably by winter. Take it in, I'll have them do it then. You know, I'd already spent $500 on it. I knew the Evo was going in, was gonna be a few $100s. Turns out the Evo is gonna be about $1,000. So I don't know if that video will be up yet. I don't have it back right now. I still got the Mirage, or the Mirage. Yeah, G4 limited edition. So the Evo ended up being about $1,000. I'm sure I'll do an entire video on the Evo. So anyways, rough math, I'm probably in that for about $1,000 right now. So $1,000 in that, a little 500 on this. $1,500 in a matter of a week. So yeah, I'm good with waiting on the hatch for now. You know, I am getting everything fixed on all the vehicles, but I'm not going into credit card debt to do it. So I'm limited on how much I can fix each month. We're gonna see what they give us to fix this stuff, what the insurance gives us, and then I don't know where I'm gonna go with it from there. I might, honestly, I'd really rather not put money into this car right now. Really rather put money into the Evo. So I don't know, if that whole bumper has to get replaced and they're like cut me a check for, you know, $1,000 or more, I might just take that money, get the oil leak fixed on the Evo, and then, you know, when the next month comes around or something, then get the FJ fix out of my own pocket. You know, it's the same money, it just allows me to get the Evo fixed sooner. You know, we talk about wrapping the FJ, and I just, you know, I don't know if it's gonna be something, I would like to do it, but at the same time, you know, it's not cheap, and I still don't know how long ultimately I plan on having the car. But I tell you one thing, if I could go back in time, I would wrap the top of this, even if that meant wrapping it white, just so I didn't have to worry about getting up here and washing it, basically. I would love to just wrap the roof, put some Expel on it or something, I don't know. Put something on it to where basically I just don't really have to wash it much. That would be nice. Because that's what I hate about washing this vehicle, is the roof. Every time I do it, I think about taking this roof rack off, but this roof rack actually comes in handy on occasion, so I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, if I get another SUV of any kind that has a roof, you know, I'm definitely going to, you get that, squirrel? Definitely gonna wrap the roof. See, the FJ is pretty much done, minus the wheels and the black stuff. That's where it gets you. Because the wheels and all this black trim, because it looks so much better when you do it, that it's like you have to do it. So this is Meguiar's hyper dressing, diluted 3:1 apparently. I put this on this portion. You gotta watch though, because it's basically impossible to spray this and not get it on your brake rotors. So the first time or two that I go to stop, usually fairly slow, it will slip a little. And then I put it down here, all this black trim. Now, obviously I don't put it on the bumper because I don't want the pup slipping. And it gets on it, I wipe it off. I like actually wipe it off, get something, get it off. Back in the day, I used to do the roof rack. I don't do that anymore. I don't have patience for that. And then CarPro 1:1 mixture for the tires. For some reason, the Meguiar's seems to bond better to non-rubber things, and the Car Pro seems to bond better to rubber. Obviously, some of each gets on both, but you know, whatever. All right, well, I'm gonna wipe this. I'll let it sit for a second, and then the Meguiar's technically you don't really have to do anything with it. It'll just dry, but I like to even it out for any spots I might have missed. So I'll just take a towel. I'll do the same for the wheels, the tires. I'll take a little throwaway sponge type thing, and I'll get them, and then it'll be done. All right, FJ is all clean. I don't know if it's gonna make the marks stand out more or not. They're all right here. You can feel them, like you can hear my fingernail hitting them. That mark is definitely new. That is definitely new. That is definitely new. But yeah, car's clean. Appreciate you guys as always. Subscribe for more content to follow along with what happens with the FJ and the Evo. Pups have their own channel, of course. And other than that, appreciate you guys as always, and I will see you on the next one. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye.